Hello there, my friends. Welcome back to my reading chair and to another part of the Jesus Storybook Bible that I'm going to read. When we left off, Israel, the people of Israel, had been led by Moses away from from Egypt land, and Pharaoh had chased them, and now they were trapped by a great big sea they couldn't get across, with Pharaoh's army coming closer, getting their swords out, and the people were panicking. They were sure they were going to die. And Moses was trying to tell them God's message of do not be afraid. God is going to help you out. God's going to make a way. And so just when it was just about over, here's where we come to the next part of the story. Come closer and listen in. In that moment, God made the pillar of smoke move. It moved behind his people and hid them from the Egyptians. Then God sent a strong east wind to blow all night long. It blew on the water of the big sea. It blew it to the left and it blew it to the right until it blew it into two towering walls of water. And there, right through the middle of the sea, a muddy pathway opened up. And God's people walked across on dry land. And here's a picture where the artist imagines, that helps us imagine what that might have been like. When later the Egyptians tried to follow, the walls of water crashed back down on them and swallowed them up. God's people ended up safe. They danced and laughed and sang and thanked God. When there had been no way out that they could imagine, God had made a way. Many years later, once again, God was going to make a way where there did not seem to be a way. From the beginning, God's children had been running from him and hiding. God knew his children could never be happy without him, but they couldn't get back to him by themselves. They were lost. They didn't know the way back. But God knew the way, and one day he would show them. And so I'll show you a picture of the end of this part of the story, where you see them dancing on the other side, and you can see the wheel of a chariot floating in the water, because the water had closed over Pharaoh. And so now the people were free on the other side. The next story, the next page starts a new story, so I'm going to put in the bookmark and put the book back on the shelf and switch to my other glasses and say to you, shalom and serenity until we meet again.